should be live. We should be appearing on media. There we go. We are live, and welcome back, everyone. Today we we're all over the place here, but Mike is still out in Aruba. Steven's going to tell you all about training we just had with Donnie Pips, and me. I'm pulling up screens. So good morning, good afternoon, wherever it is that you are. Actually, probably really good morning, and we'll let's have you kick this off there, Stephen.
It was an active morning on the session with Donnie Pips. Gold was very active, and there was a 300 BIP play that they actually had live on there, where some people made some good money. Then there's also he does oil himself, but he doesn't always do it in the classes.
Yeah.
But today there was a lot of activity, and he had oil play also too, because in Trump's speech he mentioned about oil, and he reiterated his phrase "drill, baby, drill," and the U.S. is, it's, production is up, and the price is down, and that was what he thought would happen. So there were plays there. And people like actually live in the session made good money. Several people did in their trades.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And his caution for the day is there's money to be made in gold, but be cautious.
Yep. Sage advice.
Yes, indeed. And I've got just had some updates.
There was employment news came out. Unemployment was slightly up, but he didn't feel that it was, it made any movement in the market.
I see that.
And what were you looking at, Mike? You've always got a good insight.
No, that's the only thing. I'm trying to get a wider screen, to be honest. Give me a split second here. Yeah, so it was obviously okay. So the forecast was what, 217. It was 212, so it was down 5K, and the previous was 208K. So yeah, that's good for a red flag. That's a pretty good news. That was it for me. Slow morning.
Well, that makes one of us then. I'm in my GNT account, and I'm actually looking for my charts here. Everything sort of disappeared on me.
Donnie had that happen this morning.
Did he?
Yes. Right, live in front of us.
Update his, because I had to update mine, and I don't know if that's what it was.
Yeah, I mean, everything just went. What he charted out, he lost.
Well, this is what I'm looking at right now, and so everything changed from my normal red, green, everything, and you can see this is gold, by the way, but I don't have my usual list of pairs up here, and I don't have my stuff at the bottom that I normally do. So it's somewhere. I'll bet it's on my computer somewhere in a different window opened up. So I'm gonna minimize this for a minute. I don't even have my trading view, trading on that. But let's go to trading view and take a look. So if we look at, let's say we'll go to gold, because you just talking about gold, Stephen. Let's take a look at this. Get rid of my drawings there. Knock out Einstein for a minute. And much cleaner now. But some serious moves in gold, yeah. So this would have been a nice takedown on gold. And same thing, this was yesterday at 3 o'clock for that candle, because I'm on the 1 hour candle. But Oh, wait, you guys aren't seeing that. You guys are still seeing my other chart. Let's go to TradingView. It looks prettier. Not that that really matters, but it's easier to read, and I like that. That does matter. So gold is definitely moving down. What caused this? Did he say? Because I know you mentioned President Trump.
Yeah, no,
That wasn't last.
he didn't state a reason for it.
Okay. What does he have as a target? Because Donnie usually gives us a target that he thinks it's going to go to.
51, and I don't remember 51 what.
Okay. Because it did drop down to 51.30.
You think he was looking at 51.8 or 51.82, something like that.
Well, it wouldn't have been 8.2 because that would be up here. It'd be if we're thinking it's dropping, then it'd be 51.8 sounds more where it would be. So well, let's take a look. Let's chart this, and actually let's pull up before we even chart it. Let's just see if there is any news out there. And
That's what I'm looking at right
now. Well, if you want to check FinBiz, I'm going to go to, and I'm going to pull this up for everybody so they know what we're looking at. And I'll check, Forex Factory. So we have U.S. unemployment claims, which were lower than forecasted, because it was forecasted 217. They came in lower at 212. And so that's usually good for currency, just to look at it quickly. And then as far as gold, I mean what's that?
The only thing I see is NVIDIA is down, lower than expected.
Okay.
But I don't see anything that would. I don't see anything on this that I'm looking at that's the red herring here. Where you're like, okay, that's it.
Yeah, and that's usually what you would expect to see, if you see a big drop. But especially where that was as focused of a drop as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Euro gold, and I don't see. Normally, if there was a somebody speaking, it would appear there as well. So all right. If there's no real news other than unemployment claims and those numbers were lower than forecasted, I mean, if it's good for the currency, then did it say currency? Let's be clear. All right. Yeah, so it's good for currency. So if the dollar's up, gold is down typically. Mm-hmm. Right. So, but is that enough to make that kind of a big jump or a big drop? I wouldn't think so.
No, it's also still an increase.
Yeah.
It's lower than the forecast, but it's still an increase.
So I'm going to pull up TradingView again. Yeah, I mean, but it's since 8 o'clock this morning when this candle opened, and it opened here, right? We've gone from 51.83 to as low as 51.30. So basically $53 difference.
Yeah, and that news wasn't until 9:30.
Right. So that started well an hour and a half before. So it had nothing to do with that. And it didn't have to do with President Trump talking because that was the night before. It wasn't last night. So I saw some kind of, this is on X, I saw some sort of recording. Somebody was going out and interviewing people and asking, hey, how did President Trump do on a score of 1 to 10 on the State of the Union the night before? And the thing is, they were recording that on Monday, and the State of the Union was Tuesday. And like, oh yeah, it was, you could tell their politics. Oh yeah, it was horrible or whatever. So they really never paid any attention. but uh, I thought it was pretty good personally, and I did actually catch a good chunk of it.
Did you ever see that skit? I think it was Kimmel. He used to go out in the streets and ask people what they thought. And it could be in the middle of summer. And he'd be like, what did you guys think of the Bears-Packers game last night? And he's like, who did you think really stood out to you? And the guy was like, oh, well, Rodgers is just like one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And the guy's going on and on. It's like 3 months before there's a game, or 2 months before even like a game's going to be played.
It's so funny.
He's like, people just want to go and just answer questions and feel important and just take what they know and just apply it.
Yep. Whether it's reality or not.
Oh yeah, with no comprehension for what really happened.
Yeah. That is funny stuff. So all right, so looking at this, I mean, there's some movement. We don't really know why, although it's been retracting that loss. So we'll see. But I do see why Donnie said be careful here, because that's a big. And over here, I was
going to say, sorry, Euro USD does a very similar pattern though. Went straight down too.
India expands rules for $385 billion stock funds to add gold. Okay. So Euro USD, let's take a look. Yeah.
No, that's after the announcement.
Which that would make sense though, because of
right.
The U.S. dollar, the euro compared to the U.S. dollar, and if the U.S. currency is stronger because of it, then that would make the euro weaker against the U.S. dollar.
Right.
So that does make sense.
Yep.
So, and that's a significant move. So I love so much of the stuff that we're learning, but sometimes we can tell, we know what's going to cause something. But this candle opened at 10 o'clock and it opened here, right? And since then it dropped considerably. Mm-hmm. So the next time when unemployment numbers are expected to come out, it's really simple to look at those and say, okay, great. It was better than expected. So it was lower than expected. Mm-hmm. We should be able to go to Euro USD and take a sell.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Theoretically, right?
Right. And he talked about that this morning also too.
Yes. Oh, did he? Okay. Yeah. I wasn't even there. Hey, I'm doing all right. I'm figuring this stuff out.
And there were, on that note, he also brought up, he said, the play today that he showed or the transaction, and he said, I had two people just the other day ask me, said, this seems too easy. What's wrong?
Yeah.
And it's not that it's easy, but when you know the fundamentals, you have an accurate prediction of what's going to happen, and it typically does happen.
Yeah. Well, the technicals, looking at it from here, and then fundamentals from, like we just talked about with the news, right? Both of them, we know that it should trigger something.
Right.
And so I wasn't paying attention to that. I was tied up anyways. Even if I was paying attention, I wouldn't have been able to jump into a trade. But now I'm going to make a note. I still have my 20 pip sticker. It's always in front of me, right? But I'm making another note that, and I need to do this, so I'll have that aside of me. So when I'll look at the next time we're supposed to have the unemployment numbers out, and go straight to Euro USD. And it might be a buy, it might be a sell. By the way, we just got a buy alert on gold. So yeah, that candle's turned green now too.
I just did a little bit of research too while we were on here on gold. What else is impacting this? And they were saying obviously the geopolitical tension in the Middle East is obviously part of it. U.S. trade policy uncertainty, the implementation of the new 10% tariff, with plans to raise it to 15%, has sparked some concern among traders. Weakening the U.S. dollar has shown signs of softening And then central bank buying. Long-term structural demand from central banks, including China, India, and Poland, continues to provide a price floor. So it
Okay.
said those are the main things right today that are impacting gold.
Okay. And where did you see that?
So I did a research on Google for starters. And then I did and then I just asked it, and then I did a quick also ChatGPT search as well and asked it to fact check and only provide information. The central bank buying, that comes from Trading Economics.
Mhm.
The geopolitical we all know about too. A bunch of this information actually all came from Trading Economics, tradingeconomics.com.
Okay. Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, it's always good to know where this is coming from.
Yep.
So that buy alert was on the 30-minute, which is what it moved me to. But you can see for the 30 minutes, definitely up. On the 1 hour, it is still up, but huge. That candle
Yep.
had some range. Right,
Yep.
so that's a long wick. But on the 30, so, and it's projected. Let me put my Einstein back on just to see. So it called it here. It's already hit TP2. And a lot of times, and we've talked about this before, but a lot of times we don't see a TP3. In this case, we've got a TP3 called. And it's just past the 20, which very well could hit.
Right.
So, yeah, it's interesting. And when we look at the RSI, of course, it is above Jerome, but we do have the 50 right there in the way, which is often a rejection line.
It also seems like it's holding on the 10 a little bit.
Yeah, it does. 10's not a super strong one, but it does.
Right.
I mean, well, actually, if you look at this,
Right.
the 10 held.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Yeah, except for these two, which it held, but in the opposite direction over here.
Yep.
Now,
bounced off the 20 and came back down.
Now, right now, and I know we still have almost 18 minutes left in this candle on a half hour candle, but this is, if it closed like this, we'd have an engulfing candle, meaning the next candle is most likely going up.
Yep.
So a few different indicators and some things we want to watch for in that next candle. So we'll have to see where that goes.
You know what? Actually, you just triggered something. I want to figure out a way, and I don't know it yet because I haven't really thought about it. But on the engulfing candle, let's say the engulfing candle heading in that same direction is right maybe 3 out of 4 times from what I've seen, ballpark. I don't know what assessment is, but that's eyeballing it, not providing actual stats.
Yeah.
I want to see if there's a way that we can just create almost like a automatic purchase. So like the minute we see that there's that engulfing candle, we click buy, but there is a stop loss set, not just based on the ATR, but just going to prevent it because like every time it drops, like if it drops below, let's say 20 pips or 40 pips, it's typically going to continue in the opposite direction. You know what I mean? I want to try to see if there's any analysis on that because I'd love to not get burnt by the bad ones, and I'd like to win most of the good ones.
Yeah. And I think we've both been burnt.
Yeah.
On that.
Yeah.
So it can't. It's an indicator, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to look at multiple indicators at once and say, hey, this is what we're looking at. Now, yesterday, the trade we took yesterday, I was in meetings, so I didn't get a chance to stay, and I jumped over literally right as I was hitting my stop loss.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you had that same issue yesterday with that trade.
I'll tell you right now. Let me look it up. Balance history. Yeah, I hit the stop loss.
Yeah. So that was one of those. We had multiple things that said, "Hey, this is going to go down." If I remember,
it went up. It did go up first.
It did.
Yep, it went up first. It just didn't hit the take profit.
Yeah.
It was slightly below it, and then it just never recovered.
Yeah. Yep. So those things happen,
Mhm.
right? But yeah, we want to. That was my first loss in a while, actually.
Same here.
And so, you know, those they're going to happen, but as long as it's a small fraction of, you know, if we get 70% wins or profits and, you know, 30% losses, that's not a bad ratio. If they're all relatively equal based off of what we're putting our stop losses and what we have for lot size, then we're going to be way ahead.
Yeah, and yesterday too, which was a little bit uncommon, the 200's a really hard resistance or support line.
Yeah.
And we made our decision saying it could go up to the 200, but here's the back wall. And we had even talked about possibly seeing if it went as high as the 200.
Yeah.
And we kind of went through the 200. So.
Well, and look at this. I mean, because we're talking about the 200, and this 200 right here, smack dab in the center. Both of these candles broke through in each direction.
Yeah.
And right now Einstein did change its, like, that call that was there is gone, but it had already hit TP2, and we are right around TP3 was right around this entry point from before. Not sure why that disappeared, but nonetheless, it is looking like it's hit. I believe that would have been TP3 right there. So that was a nice call, and it's past Jerome. So what's happening? We're going to hit the 66 and bounce down. So definitely some big moves there. Let's go back to Euro USD for a minute, and even that has turned around. So, wow, big, and even Euro USD. If you look at where now I'm on the 30, I really like the 200 moving average on the 1 hour. I don't really look at it as much on the 30. It's never, I shouldn't say never, but it doesn't seem as strong on the lower time frames. But in the 1 hour, it really is pretty strong. But in this case, a little different. So let me get rid of my old drawings here. And so we've got this is where we've got, what time is it? Yeah, we're getting close. So I'm just looking at where we are, and I'm going to have to go back here to get my zone below. Although we got, wow, that's just watching that as it hits the 66. But that's a big candle.
Yep.
There's been some larger moves that I've seen on Euro USD lately too.
Look at that wick. I mean, it's basically pulled back and now it's retesting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So some good sized zones. Yeah. And look at the RSI.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 5 o'clock. That's going down. So what are we looking at for the 15? 15's a little bit not seeing the same thing. All right, 15 on the 5. It just hit Jerome here. Rejecting off of Jerome, it appears anyways. And the 3's above. So, but still in this zone. So let's go back to the 1 hour. We'll see where this one closes, and then I'll probably be making some decisions on a trade after that. But I do want to see if that 66 holds. But we've got 11 minutes in this candle. So let's do this. So we're going to have to do some more research. Today was definitely some movement, but it was part of it made sense, right? We know we were able to figure out on the Euro USD why it made the move that it did and that drop, but gold, not so much. I mean, you had some general information there. I don't know how deep that was as far as for 8 o'clock, turning that down. or making it go down as much as it did. But now we're back up to 182.
Yep.
So big turnaround there.
I wonder if that's the number that he wanted to. I know that's the number. I think the number that was mentioned, but I'm wondering if he wanted to kind of see how it handles that, and if it goes up or if it turns around right there.
Yeah. Don't know.
Also, by the way, that forecasting of the cross of the 66 crossing the 200.
Right.
Friday, 8 a.m. as of right now. It's moved up a lot, but the concern is the 20 going to drop below? So we got to watch the 20 based on the current candle, but the current candle is impacting things. So we'll see how it changes.
On this hour right now, I mean, look, we're right there. We're going to have.
No, sorry, I meant on the Euro USD one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We're definitely. I mean, I say definite. If this keeps turning up, then maybe not. But
so if I pull up gold, what do I see?
Yeah, it broke the 50. It's broke Jerome.
Where's the 200? Down the bottom. Okay. So right now it's in a favorable format, but it looks like they're going to meet and then potentially spike back up is what the forecast is in about an hour. Not even.
So what you think? You're thinking gold's going to spike up, or you're talking about?
Well, no. So it's showing that the 20 is basically going to hit the 66, and the prediction is that it's going to hit the 66, and the 66 is going to slightly continue down, and the 20 is going to go back up. It's going to bounce off the 66 pretty much, in terms of a visual.
So not necessarily a cross.
It's not a cross. It would still be up above, but if it does dip below and then comes back, then it would be. But it looks like it's going to stay above. We've already had price close below, so that cross is no longer valid.
There we go. So let's see if we'll get this. It's
a good push right there.
All right, so I'll keep watching this. I'm thinking I want to see that this zone holds for this hour, and then probably a rejection off of there. We'll see. But yeah, it's in. I think the thing that's interesting is trying to predict what's going to happen. And most of the time, obviously, we've seen not every time are we right? But most of the time we're hitting it.
Yep.
So that's good. So
especially in the short time we've been doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
So, any last closing comments for today, guys? I know we all have meetings coming up pretty quick.
Yep. Just kudos to Donnie, because if we're here at this point in time, that speaks a lot for Donnie.
It definitely
exactly. Yes.
So Donnie Pips, if you're listening, thank you very much, my friend.
Exactly.
All right. So we'll see you tomorrow. So today's Thursday. So tomorrow's Friday. We'll have one more this week, and hopefully we'll be set early. We'll have some live trades going on tomorrow that you can see. And just remember, everything we're doing, we're learning this. This is documenting our journey. It is not, right? We're not just getting in there and trading because we're learning. We want to figure this stuff out, right? And we're trying to share this stuff with you, but we cannot make financial recommendations. So this is not advice. This is truly just documenting a journey, and hopefully you're enjoying it. So, and if you'd like to join us on the quest, I know we just had another person request to join the quest. All you got to do is go to q2am.com, this little button up here or link, q2am.com, register to join, and one of us will reach out to you. So with that,